What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel and welcome to my first video on this channel. I was going to do this a little bit differently. I was going to have an intro and then followed by all the footage that I'm going to share right out of the gate and just have it be one long video. I decided against that. I'm going to do this intro and then I'm going to have two other videos that are going to follow real soon after. That way it breaks it up and that's not just one long video that you're gonna get bored with. I don't think you're gonna get bored, but didn't want to chance it. So thought I'd start with an introduction. That way you had an idea of what this channel is going to be about and what to expect. This has been a long time coming. Why I say that is because for a very long time, people have wanted me to put myself out there on social media and share a lot more, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on stories, whether it's a YouTube channel. I didn't really do anything. And the reason for that is the majority of why people wanted me to share is the majority of my life I've been very deep into and involved with bodybuilding. So they wanted me to share that. They wanted me to share my knowledge. They wanted me to share footage of me training, nutrition, supplementation, mindset, you name it. I share here and there on Instagram, even in prep compared to what you see, just even these influencers who have never competed before, I barely posted. There was always something that seemed to hold me back and stop me from posting and really putting myself out there when it came to social media and extending outside of Instagram or even utilize Instagram the way others wanted me to. I didn't really know why for the longest time. And when I say the longest time, probably up until 2 or 3 years ago, when I started to step away from bodybuilding and the lifestyle to the extent that I was living in it. The reason for that is I realized if I'm going to put myself out there on social media, I don't want it to be one-dimensional. And to me, and this is me personally, bodybuilding to me was very one-dimensional. And to be completely honest, it's a pretty one-dimensional sport and lifestyle. If you want to be active in any other way or play any other sports, good luck. It doesn't go along with bodybuilding. It's the harsh truth. If you want to be really good at it and take it very serious, you're living bodybuilding. You're doing that. In bodybuilding, you can't be muscle bound playing, soccer, football, basketball, hockey. You just can't be you can't be just built up and bound with muscle. So it's not a diss on bodybuilding. It's just it's the reality. For the longest time, bodybuilding took over my life. And I loved it. I still do love it. I respect it. Will I ever compete again? Fucking absolutely not. No desire. I still follow it. I watch it. I respect it. I just am never going to fully submerge myself into bodybuilding ever again. Now, the interesting part of this is, even though up until, basically a year and some change ago, I was still in the gym, I was, taking supplements, I was eating, training. For a year and some change, I've stepped in the gym maybe 5 times. Eating whatever I want, when I want. That's not a flex. I'm not proud of it. I don't feel great, and I definitely don't look my best. But in a weird way, I'm happier. But I do need a better balance and bringing that back into my life, and that will be a part of this channel is me, getting back into fitness. And I'll probably always train like a bodybuilder. I'm just never going to compete again. So I will share my trials and tribulations in terms of getting back into shape. What supplements am I taking? What am I eating? How am I training? Mindset, what I'm going through, what I'm feeling. I'll still share that. It's not going to be the main majority of what's going to be on this channel, but I will share it because it is part of my life. And that's what this channel is going to be about, is my life. It's funny though, also, bodybuilding was not my first love. My first love and the love that got away from me was hockey. I played competitive travel hockey from the age of 6 until, I don't even know what age I finally hung it up on. But the majority of my life, I played hockey, competitive travel hockey. That's what got me into bodybuilding. I was playing with kids that were older than me almost every year, whether they're on my team, on opposing teams. I mean, there's kids that were 2, 3, 4 years older than me. So my hockey IQ was there, my skill was there, but I wasn't the biggest, the fastest, the strongest all the time. And I didn't want to be, kind of goes back to bodybuilding, I didn't want to be a 1 or 2 dimensional player. And what I mean by that is just skill and IQ. I wanted to be well-rounded. I wanted to be able to go in the corners and fuck shit up. I wanted to be able to rock people, and I also didn't want to get knocked down. I wanted to be able to protect my teammates. So I fell in love with bodybuilding the moment I started touching weights. I never trained as a hockey player. I trained like a bodybuilder. Now, bodybuilding in a weird way towards the end of my hockey career started to take over and take, priority in a weird way. Do I regret that? Yeah, no, I don't know. Still trying to figure that one out. And that's part of this channel too, is just kind of like going through, getting to know myself better and sharing it. But, there are a lot of regrets with hockey and what I did or didn't do with it. I don't really have any regrets with bodybuilding. I loved how long I was in it, what I was able to accomplish with my physique, the shit that I learned. You learn a lot, but hockey is always the one that kind of got away from me. Hockey and dogs, and that's gonna be part of this channel too, are the 2 things that have had the most positive effect in my life, my entire life. I think hockey and dogs are the coolest fucking things on this earth. Kind of going a little bit backwards here, but with me getting back into hockey and falling in love with it again, I'm playing 2 to 3 times a week, mainly roller, just because it's way more accessible. I can play whenever I want, and that's the cool part of it. I want to grow the sport of hockey because it's just not accessible to the main majority of the US. There's just not enough rinks. It's expensive, and that needs to change. There's a lot of cities that have some really cool outdoor rinks and they're doing it right. I think it's awesome that they give an option like that. And people can learn to play hockey. You can start with ball hockey. That's on your feet, just using a stick and a ball. That's all you need. And then you can graduate to roller hockey and then ice or whatever route you want to go. But that creates a less barrier of entry, and I think that's really important because hockey's expensive. It's not easily accessible, and that's got to change if the sport's going to grow. So, I'm going to be sharing, me playing a lot more. I also collect hockey gear, old school hockey gear. I don't really like the new stuff, to be completely honest with you. Old school stuff's where it's at. Easton's one of my favorite brands ever, and I've got a ton of sticks. I've got a ton of gloves, skates. I've modified a lot of ice skates into rollers so I can wear them whenever I want. It's a lot of fun. The nostalgia is awesome. So I'll be sharing that, my love for dogs as well, because that's something that's very important to me. I think dogs are the purest, best, most amazing creatures on this earth. And the joy that they bring to my life is something I'm going to be sharing as well. And just how involved I make my dogs and dogs that are around me, how involved I make them into my life, because I also think that's very important. There's so many dogs that are just mistreated, and it pisses me off. So, I want to share how I treat my dogs and how involved I have them in my life, because I think it's very important. Those 2 major loves of my life have turned into a business idea, which me and my friend are starting. That's going to be part of this channel as well. I don't know anything about business, but something spoke to me where I'm like, you know what? I want to give back to hockey and help grow hockey. And I love dogs, and I would love to give back to that community as well and intertwine the 2. And that's my goal. We're going to build a company that puts those 2 loves together, because that's also how him and I met. The common love for hockey, and then we started talking, and he had just gotten a dog a month after I had just gotten my Frenchie. And our dogs grew up together. And watching them grow up and watching them grow up around hockey, because we're always, you know, skating together, passing together, shooting together. The dogs absolutely loved it, and they still do to this day. So building that brand, showing the hardships and the struggle of not knowing how to start a brand, that'll be shared on here, and you guys will be part of this journey. And I'm super excited for it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about this. I barely know how to use Instagram. So learning the camera, learning how to edit, business, I'm making myself comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that's very important in life. And that's something I'm gonna be sharing. And it's kind of the whole point of this as well, is I think a lot of people are just very comfortable and have all these fucking amazing ideas and thoughts and aspirations, and they do nothing with it. I'm guilty of it as well, and I have been. But I'm done living that way, and this channel is going to push me to no longer live that way. I don't want to wonder what if anymore. I want to share things. I want to impact people. I want to bring value. That's what this channel is about, at least in my eyes. Now, if you get value out of it, I have no idea. I hope you do. I hope you enjoy it and have fun watching. I'll also be sharing relationships, you know, my friendships, my family, my relationship. That'll be on this channel as well. Traveling to these rinks to help try to grow and experience and put out there how important it is and how cool it is that there's rinks that exist that people can just go to and skate freely whenever they want. And obviously just normal travel too, and traveling with dogs. Again, I try to have my dog involved with anything and everything. I mean, her being around just makes me the happiest person. And, you know, these dogs are we're all they have. So, you know, you got to make their one shot at life special, and they bring nothing but value to my life. So reiterate what the channel is going to be about. I know this is a little bit longer winded than I wanted it to be, but you're going to see the journey of me getting back into fitness and taking care of myself, kind of starting from square one. Obviously I have knowledge and experience, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be. You know, my love for hockey again, my gear collection, love for dogs. I'm gonna be sharing, you know, tons of dog footage. You're gonna see my dog, my girlfriend's dog, my buddy's dog. You're gonna see all of that. You know, starting a business, not knowing anything about it really, and kind of learning as I go. Relationships and traveling. So basically just life. The footage after this is me and my buddies traveling to Prescott, Arizona. We live in Tempe. There's some really cool outdoor rinks at parks, roller hockey rinks. And Prescott was our first trip. There's a really cool one there. And we made a weekend of it. We traveled there. It's about 2 hours away from us. And we had a blast. I mean, we really didn't do anything other than chill and play hockey and just experience a new little town. So the footage after this is gonna be me, Dennis, and Justin traveling, and just kind of like the conversations in the house and chilling. The dogs will be there. My Frenchie Lola and Justin's overgrown German Shepherd Maverick. All of us just crammed into a car and took a two hour drive and enjoyed the Airbnb in a new area. And then the third video is going to be basically all the hockey footage that I got on that trip. So you have this introduction that you're watching, more of just the focus of the trip in terms of like conversations and interactions. And the third video is going to be all of the hockey content, which I'm pretty excited about, as long as I can edit it okay. I don't know how to do that, but we're going to figure it out, and you're a part of it. So again, thank you if you made it through this intro, and hopefully you just keep following. I'm excited for this and can't really wait to see what comes of it. So please watch the next video. Thank you.